Martin Scorsese's 2010 feature Shutter Island is a gripping psychological thriller with one twist after another. It's also the second highest grossing movie of the director's career. At first, the film appears to tell the story of Teddy Daniels. He's a U.S. Marshal investigating the disappearance of a patient named Rachel Solando from a mental hospital located on Shutter Island, an isolated outpost in Boston Harbor. For this case, Teddy is working with his new partner, Chuck All. While at the hospital, Teddy begins experiencing hallucinations, nightmares, and migraines. Everything is strangely off in a way he doesn't understand. He goes deeper and deeper down a rabbit hole of madness until he finally confronts Dr. Colley, who runs the Shutter Island facility. Colley explains to him that he's not really Teddy Daniels. Instead, he's Andrew Ladis, a traumatized man who killed his wife after she drowned their 3 children. The disappearance Teddy believes he's been investigating has actually been an experimental treatment to cure him of his manic delusions. The Shutter Island doctors hope that by indulging Ladis's belief he is Teddy Daniels, he'll be able to come to the conclusion on his own about what really happened and accept what he did. Throughout this treatment, the hospital staff has been participating in the elaborate charade, and Chuck, Teddy's supposed partner, isn't even a U.S. Marshal.
Don't you recognize me, Andrew? I've been your primary psychiatrist for the last 2 years.
One of the great things about Shutter Island is that it's a very different experience watching the movie with knowledge of the twist versus not knowing. The second time watching it, you can see all the ways Scorsese hints at what's really happening before it's revealed. In fact, there are subtle clues in the first few minutes of the film. While taking the ferry to Shutter Island, Teddy is throwing up in the bathroom, which he thinks is because he's seasick. Actually, it's because he's withdrawing from his medication and the ocean reminds him of the water in which his wife drowned her children. Then he goes up to the deck and meets Chuck, his new partner. Teddy doesn't seem to think it's weird that he's meeting him for the first time on deck. Logically, they would have gotten on the ferry together. Since the film doesn't make a point of underlining how strange Teddy and Chuck's introduction is, it's easy to accept it as a normal event, but it's the first bit of foreshadowing that things are not what they seem at Shutter Island, and something is very off with Teddy. There are other intriguing hints about the Shutter Island twist contained in the opening scene. One such moment is when Teddy doesn't have a cigarette lighter. As a patient, he's probably not allowed to have one because it's a dangerous item. Additionally, the boat's bathroom area looks suspiciously like the kind of cell where a patient living in a 1950s institution would be held. But it's the meeting of Chuck and Teddy that should immediately tip off viewers that something strange is afoot. Looking back on the film, numerous other clues lead up to the big twist. It's a movie that rewards multiple viewings, and you'll realize certain moments come across differently with the knowledge of Teddy's true identity. For instance, when Teddy and Chuck first arrive on the island, the guards seem to tense up and grip their rifles a little tighter. Initially, audiences may think that there are secrets on the island they need to protect. In actuality, the guards are nervous because they know Teddy's one of the patients and they don't know if he could snap at any second. However, the biggest clue you might have missed occurs when the U.S. Marshals are asked to relinquish their guns. There's a prolonged moment where Chuck fumbles getting his firearm out of its holster. If he were actually an experienced Marshal, he should have no problem getting it undone. The reason he has an issue is that he's really a doctor and he doesn't know how to handle a gun properly. At first, the scene comes across as amusing, but it gives up the entire twist right there. With all this in mind, it just goes to show what a master filmmaker Martin Scorsese is. He hid all of these clues in plain sight, yet most viewers were still taken by surprise. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.